That was then. This is now. We are getting ready for the championship race here at Navarra as we are looking at the maximum point score on offer. Of course, the qualifying race went the way of Lamborghini, but will it be a different story today? Well, the weather conditions we thought might be different. We certainly started off with different weather this morning. We had overnight rain. A damp circuit greeted the competitors, John, when they went out for the morning half-hour warm-up. But the sun has come out and it's absolutely gorgeous once again.
Well, as they say, the rains in Spain fall mainly on the plains, and it did overnight, and this morning we had a damp track, but now it is glorious, not quite as warm as we saw on qualifying race. Nevertheless, it is heating up.
So this track, 2.4 miles long, 3. Competitors, John, when they went out for the morning half-hour warm-up, but the sun has come out and it's absolutely gorgeous once again.
Well, as they say, the rains in Spain fall mainly on the plains, and it did overnight, and this morning we had a damp track, but now it is glorious, not quite as warm as we saw on Saturday for the qualifying race. Nevertheless, it is heating up.
So this track, 2.4 miles long, 3.9 kilometres, and tricky to overtake, but it is possible. We saw a few manoeuvres, particularly if you've got a fresher set of tyres after the pit stops.
Yes, and down into turn 8 was one of the favourite places, and into turn 9 at the end of the back straight. Now you get an idea of the elevation. It's subtle, but it is there. The long 800-metre uphill pit straight, flat out through turn 1, and then hard on the brakes to get into the second gear, turn 2 and turn 3.
So we are looking down the grid at the moment. Ones to watch out for, particularly that Schwager Pastorelli Lamborghini coming from the 4th row, because it's a fast car, but it picked up a penalty, so it's not representative of its speed. Also watch out for that car of Darren Turner and Stefan Mucker. That's potentially fast. Overtaking is tricky here. Mike Hazemans as well. The Corvette in the hands of both he and Nico Verdonk was flying yesterday. Bas Linders right at the back because they've had another engine change. They've been through a number of them. They had a really bad start to the season with engines, and it meant that they changed about 2 or 3 in Abu Dhabi, wasn't it? And so they've ended up with more engines than the championship allows, and if you use more engines, then of course you get grid penalties. Cars coming up through the last couple of turns. They've got the hairpin right-hander to bring them around onto start-finish straight. Here we go then, all set for the start of the championship race here in Navarra. It's going to be Lamborghini versus Ford as they head down to see the lights change. The race gets underway, and also the Nissan in the of Jamie Campbell-Walter having a good old go at trying to get past the Lamborghini. But up front is Marcus Winkelhock, and the Ford has been passed by both the Nissan and I think by the Aston Martin, actually side by side. No, it's the other Nissan of Peter Dumbrecht going up the inside. Dumbrecht's had a fantastic getaway.
And Bertrand Baguette really getting squeezed out. Contact on the exit of 3. And the Fords has gone a Nissan and an Aston Martin.
Oh, that's was that the
that was the Muller-Engel car, I think.
Yeah, we need to check that and see which car that
Engel was at the back. It was Thomas Engel and maybe Bernoldi.
There is the number 3 Hexis Aston Martin. That was obviously involved as well. That's Clivio Piccioni's car. There is, Lucas Luhr and Michael Krum's car. I think that was involved too, was it? So we'll have to check that as they come around. I think it was the Nissan of Krum and Luhr also involved.
Engel's okay, so is the Mucker car.
Yeah, up front it is Marcus Winkelhock who leads. It is Jamie Campbell-Walter who's got himself up into second place. Oh, big slide, snaky under-braking there from Nicky Katzberger, I think, in the number 20 car. Enrico Bernoldi it is in the car at the moment. Oh, and a slide out wide, and that gives the Corvette a chance. You're on board with Mike Hazemans here in the Corvette, coming from towards the back, remember, after that incident in yesterday's race. So he's trying to make most of this early lap.
So the Ford GT makes its way back out. It got clipped on the left, right rear corner in turn 3. Aston dives down. Thomas Engel gets past the Belgian Ford GT. The other Aston of Darren Turner looking to find a way on the inside into turn 12, but there's not much room. He's going to have to be patient and wait and try and get a run up out of 15 into turn 1. Interesting
that Lucas Luhr, whose car got involved and hit in that first corner, second corner, we may be able to see a bit more now what happened to Lucas Luhr, because we're looking at a replay of the start. All charging down through turn 1. The kink was okay, but then it was what's happening in turns 2 and 3 that we want to really keep an eye on here, John.
Well, he was starting on the 4th row of the grid, and it got very congested around that part of the grid, looking backwards from the Corvette as the field streams up. And look at the speed of the cars coming up on the right hand side.
Yeah, that's right. Now he's over it you can just about see him in that shot, I think. as we look back from one of the other cars, the Corvette.
Well, that's the Corvette there, back from the, must be one of the...
Now, can we see anything happening behind
Look
us?
at that Ford on the outside, it gets, notice that it's behind the incident. There were those two Fords were in line astern pretty much in turn 3.
Now I think he got caught up behind an Aston and somebody tried to dive up the inside. Yeah, I think Enger did go up the inside of him. That sort of squeezed him wide, didn't it?
Yeah, that's just spun him around literally, and then the Aston had to wait until the Nissan cleared away.
Yeah, that was Piccioni who got stuck behind him in the other Hexus.
Corvette, just looking at the Corvette coming onto the main straight, suddenly seemed to lose all momentum. As once again,
you're right. Hazelmans is slowing down past our commentary position. And the other Corvette's about to be passed by the Lambo. There goes Dominic Schwager, rather. Dominic's got him.
Yeah, just forced the issue, put pressure on Engelbert, and just he decided, you know, I can't deal with the pace of that Lamborghini behind me. Nicky Pastorelli sitting watching the progress of his teammate Dominic Schwager.
Race leader Marcus Winkelhock crosses the line. The gap only 1.1 seconds back to Jamie Campbell-Walter. Then Peter Dumbreck under pressure from the little low, lithe Lamborghini. The contrast couldn't be much greater, could it, between the big front-engine Nissan, the tallest car on the grid, and the low-slung Lamborghini that laps up this Navarra circuit as we see Hazelmans in the pit lane.
Well, you can see the Lamborghini's progress, half a second one lap. 50, literally it's taken just over half a second out in 3 laps. Now he's under the rear wing of the Nissan.
But let's go and hear from Mike Hazelmans what happened to his Corvette.
Mike, can you update us on why you've had an early retirement?
I have no clue. I think there was something in the gearbox or drive shaft, but they say it's in the gearbox. The differential has broken, so I just didn't have any traction anymore, so the car didn't move forward.
Thank you.
Well, we thought it might be something like that. Oh, we've got a drive-through penalty for Thomas Enger for causing an incident. So the stewards have decided on that first corner accident, and they've decided to penalise Thomas Enger for it, John. No, that's the Bertrand Baguette trying to get past Hohenadel. He did for a fraction of a second, but then Hohenadel gets him back. Baguette made the move there yesterday, and it worked, but it hasn't come off this time.
Tricky place to make it. You're coming out of turn 14 at high speed. You've got to get the anchors on very quickly indeed, and he just overran the corner and let the Ford get back again. That kind of aggression is very much a single-seater racing driver's mentality, whereas the traditionalist, the GT1 driver, with the back end of the Aston, and that's a car losing a position. Surely it must be. Baguette's got through cleanly this time, and it was a gift.
Yeah, and in fact, he might lose another one to Christopher Nygaard. Hohenadel there, who had made the mistake in the Aston, lost a lot of momentum, and Christopher Nygaard, who's come alive in the yellow Ford. We do know that sometimes the mid-engine cars take a few laps to get the front tyres working properly. I almost wonder whether... Oh, here comes Enger in, yeah. Nygaard didn't seem to be flying in the first few laps, but he really is going well now, and maybe the whole car now starting to work properly as he closes up on Hohenadel, who's recovered from the moment, but can he fend off the Ford? This is the race going on for third place now between Peter Dumbreck and Dominic Schwager. Nissan versus Lamborghini. So the Lambo has picked off a couple of cars and is now bearing down on that Nissan GTR. There is its teammate, though. That's Marcus Winkelhock, and he's now built the lead over the Nissan of Campbell-Walter.
Yeah, it's taken what we're on the 10th lap. Has taken that time really for the Lamborghini to be able to find its stride. But pass again. There we get the Ford up the inside of... Goes the other way around as the Aston trying to get back past ahead of the Ford.
That's right, yes, Hohenadel moving one way then the other, trying to get down the inside of Christopher Nygaard. No, Nygaard has got past him on this lap, but it's just Hohenadel trying to get him back. But as I say, Nygaard's car really working now, and Hohenadel having a look at trying to do what Baguette did earlier. And into the pits again has come Thomas Enger. Yes. Now, he's had his drive-through already, puncture on that car. So they must have picked up some debris somewhere.
So that right rear, we don't know where he picked it up. There's no apparent damage to the rear of the car, but look at Thomas Enger, the back rear of the car up in the air, the left front pawing itself, but can't get the car to slow down the hill into turn 9.
Oh,
what a disaster day it's been for Enger.
Massively frustrating.
Absolutely.
Now this is how Lucas Luhr passed Enrique Bernaldi, John. This is up towards turn 9 on the backstretch, isn't it?
Yes, it is. He just simply decides he's going to overtake him. He just, a little bit later in the brakes, it's almost as if there was a bit of telepathy going on between the two drivers to advise one to keep out of the way of the other one. Well, no such thing as team orders.
Of course not. But
and they are rival teams in effect.
They are rival teams, but they have the same outright owner.
Where's the Lamborghini in 4th place?
Now, there it is. It was so tucked under the Nissan, you couldn't see it at all. But it's still there. So Dominic Schwager is still trying to find his way past Peter Dumbreck, and couldn't quite get any closer, I think, to the back of that Nissan.
That's what's happening with the Ford.
that baguette trying to get past Engelbert. It is, and he's got up the inside. He did make the move stick, yeah, so that was his favourite place, turn 15.
And he was so far over to the right that I doubt Engelbert actually saw him there.
Oh, look at that. What a call. As the clock went to 34.59, Lucas Law came into the pit. That was the team judging it to perfection, I think. They just managed to get him in as the pit window opened up there.
There's two Nissans come in.
Yeah, Benoldi's the other Nissan, but also in his Bass Linders, they chose to come in at that precise moment, and I think that's one of the Hex's cars in as well. Yeah, Piccioni handing over to Dusseldorp. So who's going to get the car out first of all? The two mechanics on each car whizzing around as quickly as possible to change all 4 tyres. Who's it going to be? Great competition between all of them. The drivers have got their colleagues strapped in. JR Motorsports
stalled, Aston has stalled.
Oh, and it's a slow getaway for Steph Dusseldorp. Yeah, he's trying to fire it up, and he's lost a bit of ground there. But interestingly, amongst the Nissans, no change, because that number 23 car was already in front of